Now turning to the housing crisis. People from all over the world flock to the Ocean State to enjoy our beautiful coastline.
And thousands of people choose to stay in short-term rentals. But those rentals' growing popularity has created tension in some communities. 12 News consumer reporter Sarah Guernelli is looking into the short-term rental registry and how regulations vary from community to community.
There are about 5,000 short-term rentals registered with the state, but we found there is a major difference between the state's rental registry and communities that have their own. A property owner we spoke with says local restrictions are making it difficult to run her business. This seaside escape is nestled in a neighborhood in Narragansett. Owner Danielle Alba has dubbed herself the Airbnb Queen. She has a background in real estate and started her own short-term rental business in 2020.
I just really found that to be my passion. And the added benefit, it's a great investment.
She owns vacation rentals in Narragansett, Newport, and New Hampshire. But since 2020, she says there have been many changes to short-term rentals with local and state requirements.
It's been night and day with the state regulations, town ordinances, and that varies. There are certain towns where they're pretty much making it impossible to do short-term rentals.
For example, Newport does not allow any short-term rental stays in their residential zones unless the homeowner lives there. In Narragansett, several town ordinances are on hold, like a minimum night stay. This is because of a temporary restraining order by a court judge over short-term rental regulations. However, the state and both communities have their own type of registration.
I think it should just all be under the state. What is the extra layer for each town to have their own registry when they can just access the state one?
Target 12 found there are discrepancies between the state's data and local municipalities. For example, in Narragansett, there are 937 properties registered with the state, while there are 561 registered with the town. In Newport, state data shows there are 519 registered, while there are about 630 properties registered with the town. Here you can see a big gap between the short-term rentals registered with the state and municipalities, like Middletown and Block Island.
More often than not, they said they didn't realize they had to register.
Beth Dwyer heads up the Department of Business Regulation. Her agency launched the mandatory short-term rental registry in 2022. They have the power to fine any property owners who are renting out their home but are not registered up to $1,000. But they haven't done that yet. So you mentioned that there has been no fines or fees given to anyone. Is that something you think will be imposed in the future?
It's our goal not to fine you. It's our goal that you comply. At the end of the day, if somebody refuses to register, we will certainly go forward with an administrative process.
While Alba is hopeful that there will be changes in the future.
I think the restrictions will be set back a little because the more you learn about short-term rentals and the more you see the benefits and how great they are for the local economies.
A special legislative commission has been studying the economic and social impacts of short-term rentals, and coming up tonight, how proponents say these vacation rentals help fuel the Rhode Island economy, but critics argue they put further strain on a tight housing market. With the Target 12 investigator Sarah Guernelli, 12 News.